What's up guys, we're back for another video, and unfortunately we'll start off by talking about another project that is on the ropes, another victim to the bear market. So this one of course is Optimus. I'm not personally in it, but I have a lot of friends that are. I didn't get in it for any particular reason. By the time it came out, I had just already decided that I was gonna wait until 2023 to add any additional projects to my portfolio. So I was not in it, but again, I know a lot of people who are and a lot of people who just lost a lot of money. So as you can see here, this is the Optimus chart for OPT3. I think there's like 4 of them, but you can see these major drawdowns. Now it's trading for like 27 cents. So what does that mean for the project long term? I really don't know. The people that I know that are really bullish on the project think that the developers can bring it back, that they just have to make some changes and gamify it and add some additional utility, which is the standard case when this happens. Now I do know that they went in and they muted their Telegram chat so no one can talk in there, and that's mostly because people are just hateful in there, and everyone is just saying it's got to be a rug pull, and these people are stealing their money and just talking about trash. We saw the same thing with Furio. The truth is, in all likelihood, this was not a rug pull. And I would say that over the last 90 to 120 days, I've seen a lot less rug pulls than maybe the previous 3 to 4 months. And I think that's just because more teams are doxxed, more teams are out in the open, they're more transparent. I think these teams are really actually trying to build sustainable, decentralized finance protocols and platforms. The problem is, we're in the middle of the roughest bear market that we've ever seen, the first bear market that DeFi has ever seen. DeFi hasn't been around long enough to ever have gone through a bear market before. And it seems like any projects that have launched in the last 6-8 months or so just have not been able to withstand the pressure of the bear market. So here is another one, unfortunately, that has fallen. And what have I been saying in the last few videos, guys? In DeFi, we all live in glass houses. Do not throw stones. Don't talk trash about other projects, because you never know if the one you're going to be in is going to fail and you're going to lose a bunch of money. This stuff in general is very risky, guys. There's no way to get super high returns without taking on some of that risk. So just be aware of that. And I really hope this is just another lesson of why people shouldn't prey on the downfall of others, because you honestly never know when you're going to be next, when your project's going to be next. The value gets cut in half overnight or worse. And as you guys have seen over the last couple months, the bear market has just been laying these protocols to waste, and all different types, anywhere from yield nodes all the way to Optimus. Fact is, the DeFi market is fragile right now. The entire crypto market is on the ropes. As most of us know, of course, it will bounce back. All the good projects will bounce back. But now it's just a really tough time for crypto and DeFi in general. The most important thing that can happen to DeFi is some successes. If people go to Google or they go to YouTube and look up decentralized finance, all they're seeing is a ton of projects failing, which makes them want to stay out. No one of that group that's searching is trying to find the one project that's living and put all their money into that project. It's just not really happening. Most outside investors are looking at the space as a whole, and when you do any research on it, you can tell it's extremely risky, and a ton of projects are failing right now. So even though you might not have been in Optimus or Furio or one of these other projects that just recently went under, you should still want those to succeed, because ultimately, maybe not in the short term, but ultimately it will help the projects that you are involved in over the long term. More people will see some stability in the DeFi space. They'll see there's a handful of projects that are thriving. They'll see there's a right way to do things, and then they'll want to allocate some capital. So for the investor's stake, like I said, I'm not in it, but I have a lot of friends that are in it. So for the investor's sake, I hope that they do turn this thing around, start making some money, and find a solution to the issues that they're in the middle of right now. Let's just jump through my projects real quick. Over to Furio, I've been doing a claim strategy. Like I said, I've been doing a total of 8 claims a month, which still leaves me at 1.25%. I like that because I can double my account in maybe 65, 70 days, something like that. I have a total of 12,242 in my balance. So I'm pretty close to like halfway to a max wallet. So that's great. As you can see, I've claimed a total of 1,257, which is actually getting me closer and closer to ROIing on the platform. So that makes me happy. As you guys know, I compounded this thing for like 5 months straight before I did a single claim. And only did a claim because I was just concerned about the platform. I just want to make sure that I at least like break even and I'm playing with house money. So that's what I'm doing here. I have another smaller account that I put, I forget how much it was, $400 or $500 in maybe. Of course, that value was cut. There's really no point in me claiming because I'd get a few bucks a day. So all I'm doing is I'm airdropping a little bit over to that wallet, and I've just got the auto compounder set up. So it's just going to compound that thing as far as it's going to go, for better or worse. So it is what it is. So right now, Furio is still hanging in there. They do have some good news coming out. The bot trading's been doing a little bit better. They got a pretty good pool of liquidity in there. The Furio pool is doing decent. As you can see, the last 14 days of APR is 171%. So I've got about 240 bucks in there. Of course, when I claim, it's going to keep adding to this pool. So hopefully this thing hangs on, because at the end I should have a nice little stake there. But the team does have some things in the works. Let's see if they can bring it back. Like I said, this one's on the ropes. It's not like it's technically thriving right now, but it still has a chance, so don't count it out. I do think with the changes they made, they did buy some time for people to at least make some money here. On to drip. The king, been around forever. Right now my balance, even though the price is super low, is about 20,000, 13.5 in deposits. This main wallet here will max out in mid-February, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm just gonna, start airdropping my other wallet, and then I'm probably gonna put a lot of these funds over into the animal farm. I just want some long-term wealth, nice and simple, earning me BUSD. As you can see on the animal farm, 159 million in TVL. This was up over 160, I think, for a short period of time. Now it's all the way back down to 159.3, which is still pretty amazing. I had a goal to knock out a few things. One, the pig pen. I want to get at least 60 pigs or so in here, and I should be able to do that easily. At the end of the month, I'm going to buy another handful, so I'll throw those in here. I know that's not a really big bag, and a lot of other YouTubers just have these massive bags of pigs and everything, but it is what it is. The only thing I allocate to DeFi is risk capital. So this is the money I feel like I can afford to lose. The rest of my money needs to go to other investments and other things. But I am happy that I'll have over 60 here by the end of the year. Moving over to the dog pound, my goal was to have 25 at least staked in the linear pool and 25 in the auto compounding pool by the end of the year. As you can see, I'm already there here on the linear pool, and then I've got about 5 left that I need to add to the auto compounding pool, which, like I said, I'll do that at the end of the month as well. Farms and pools, all I've really been doing on the farms, didn't really have a set goal, is periodically I'm going to take a little bit from my garden and I'm going to stuff it over here into the drip USD pool. APR is pretty good now at 217, so not a bad investment for my eyes. Plus it just helps add liquidity to drip, so I like the idea of putting those in here. As far as pools go, right now I haven't been getting into too many. I've got a good amount of cake stashed here. I am thinking seriously at 181% of putting a bunch of WBNB in here. So if we get a scenario where BNB takes a major hit for a day and is down pretty hard in the red, I may buy some and stake it in here. But for right now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but BNB looks like the strongest horse in the race, and just Binance in general. Everything else is crashing and failing, and BNB and Binance kind of look like the shining stars out there. So that's good news, because my favorite platform, of course, is the Binance Smart Chain. All the protocols and stuff I like to use run on the Binance platform. BUSD is probably my favorite stable, so in general, I want to see it do really well. Jumping over to the drip garden, I'm at 40 million plants total, so I'm just letting this stack up. Right now the garden isn't doing very well, and that's because the drip price has been down. There's just not a lot of interest. Once the interest starts to come back to drip, I think it'll do a lot better, and we'll see a resurgence of the contract balance, but I don't think that's going to happen quite yet. So for right now, I'm just biding my time. I have been doing some claims. I also just DCA'd in here, not a ton, like 80 bucks to boost it up. I'm just trying to keep this thing alive until the next little bullish move that will happen in the contract balance. At that time, when it seems like everything's turning around, I'll probably put another $500 or $1,000 in here just to spike my growth. And as that thing's rallying upward, I'll claim as I go to get my ROI back and hopefully make some money, which I will very likely just stuff in here. So we'll see how that goes. Pigs price, you probably can't see this, is fell down to 129. I think it was up to about 137, so it's taken a little dip over the last couple of days. And then dogs price has actually just been really stable, right in that 58 range, bumped up to 59, down to 57, but it's been super stable, which is sort of to be expected because of the tax that's on there. But people are starting to reduce their tax pretty considerably right now. Let's see, what's mine down to? Okay, the earliest stuff I staked is down to, has got a 35% tax reduction. So it's starting to get to that point where some people may be willing to sell their dogs, especially if they got those dogs for free and they want to capitalize on those gains. So let's see what happens here. But for now, I think the dogs price will, maintain relatively stable. And if it takes a pretty decent dip, I'll try to buy a bunch up, because I think that will only be temporary. Not sure if you guys watched the last Forex AMA, but he talked about the governance voting system that they're going to add in here. So on Thursday, there's going to be a few different UI changes that are going to happen to the animal farm, and they'll implement the new governance voting model. So anyone who's a pig holder can come in and vote on how we want liquidity to be allocated, and anything else that comes forward from this point into the future. So that'll be nice. It'll really cement it as a true community-owned project, and everyone will have a voice in some way. So that's really all I had to update on today, just my position and kind of what's going on in the overall market. I'm going to try to jump on some sort of live stream this week if I can, if I find some time. So whether that'll be on my channel or somebody else's, we will see. I still need to start getting someone on my channel about once a month. Mike the Investor, of course, is always on that list. So is Drip.topian. But if there's anyone else that you would like to see come on the channel to do a little live stream and just talk about whatever topic we choose, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to bring somebody in and we can hash it out. So the lesson for today is, in DeFi, we all live in glass houses. Let's not throw stones. It's much more important in the long term that these projects survive. We're a tight-knit group of a million people, and I would love to see a lot more of us make money. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining. Happy investing.